What's up guys, it's Jeff with iDownloadBlog. I want to talk about CameraTweak. It is a jailbreak tweak available on Cydia's Big Boss repo, and it adds quite a few features to your camera app, the stock camera app that is. Notice this new little button here at the bottom left of the shutter button. You also have a white balance button right here that you can adjust, lock the white balance. But this little button here really opens up the vast majority of the features here. You see that? A whole new panel appears, and there's 4 options for each shooting mode, either video or photography. So I'm going to show you how to do this here. Here's the advanced mode. What's nice about this, you have the different reticles there, and you can actually separate the exposure reticle from the focus reticle, which is really nice. And you can actually lock both of those independently of one another. And this is really nice because sometimes you want to set your exposure at one level, but you want to focus on something entirely different. And this allows you to do this and also lock each item as you see there. Just tap and hold and you can lock them just like you can in normal mode. Tap and hold and we'll invoke the locking mode. So now we're going to go over to the next option here, the time lapse feature. This is really cool because of course you can set up a time lapse. You can set it for a number of seconds, or you can, if I can tap this here, set it for minutes as well. So you can change it between minutes and seconds. And this allows you to create true time lapse photography. You can, let me just give you an example right now. Let's just take a photo here. Give me 1 second. All right, so now let's hit the shutter button and you can see it count down just like this. And then it'll take a photo. And then it starts to count down again. And it takes another photo. And it continues this countdown until you hit stop. Technically, I mean, in theory, you could just do this all day, as long as your device had enough storage to hold all the pictures and your battery didn't die. But it would be nice to set this up on your windowsill and just have a time lapse of an entire day. Totally possible with this CameraTweak option for the stock camera app. I really like the time lapse feature. I'm going to probably use that with the spare iPhone sometime in the near future. Now the next option has to do with time as well, but it's a timer. Something iOS lacks, which I don't really understand, a basic timing feature for your photos. I'm going to show you right here. You just set your countdown timer, and then after the seconds are up, it snaps the photo, just like that. Now let me grab somebody who hasn't actually been in my videos for quite a while here. Let me go grab this little person here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to set the timer to 10 seconds. You can set that, I believe, from 1 second to 60, I believe. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2. There's our duck. 1. Snap. So that's how the timer works. Easy to use. You just set your timer, hit the shutter, and it starts counting down. Okay, so last but not least, we have our composition mode. You have the golden ratio. You have the grid mode. You can select all these different modes just by swiping down and selecting the composition mode that works for you. Now let's transition over to video. Tap the toggle. And here we are on video. Now we'll hit our little CameraTweak button and you'll notice some new options there. The first one is what we saw in the photo mode, the advanced option that allows you to choose exposure and focus separately. Then you have the frame rate option, which is really cool. You can actually adjust the frame rate all the way down to 1 frame per second if you want to do that. I'm just going to go to 3. Once you have it set, you actually have to tap the set button. You'll see a little notification come up right there on the screen telling you it's set. And now you can start shooting. And now notice this. See how slow that is. Look how the frame rate is just so jerky. It's terrible. But that's just to give you a good idea of how this works. Now, if I actually record, let me show you the video. Here's how it looks, just like it looked in the viewfinder. So you can change the frame rate just like that. You can go all the way up to 60 frames per second. Let's switch over. Now you can also change the resolution. So you can change it from 1080p, although 1080p isn't supported as you see there. You can change to various other resolutions as well. 720p native. You can go all the way down to basic 3G mode, which is very low quality for sending video via 3G. And last but not least, you have your aspect ratio. You have 16 by 9, of course. You have 2 by 35 by 1, and then you have 4:3. You can see the letter boxes come onto the screen depending on which aspect ratio you select. And you just tap it to enable or disable that aspect ratio. So really cool jailbreak tweak here is CameraTweak. It adds so many new features to the stock camera app. Really is for advanced photographers, especially the advanced mode I like, where you can choose the difference or choose to separate the exposure and focus modes. Really like this tweak. It's available for $1 on Cydia's Big Boss repo. Let me know what you think in the comment section. This is Jeff with iDownload Blog.